It was my Swedish Princess's birthday, and after a pretty tough few months, dodging hurricanes left and right,
oh my god, that sound is terrifying.
melting electronics and system failures of every variety,
What the hell is that?
6,000 buckets of sweat, and a pretty scary medical emergency just days earlier, it felt like all was finally right in our floating world. But that feeling would be short-lived, because the very next morning, we woke up to this.
Happening. I'm a little nervous right now. What was that?
I'm happy to say that today's video is sponsored by AG1 from Athletic Greens. I've been drinking AG1 for over a year now. It's how I like to start my day, and it's become an important part of my morning routine.
Hey, can you hand me my AG1 over there?
So AG1 is made from 75 of the highest quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients from all over the world. AG1 is my way of taking care of myself, and since I started drinking it, I've definitely noticed increased energy levels. I also noted that it's a great way to support my immune system, improve the health of my gut with probiotics, all at the same time. So it is super easy to get started. All you have to do is visit the link in the description below. athleticgreens.com/SV Delos is where to go. And if you visit right now, you'll get 5 free travel packs of AG1 powder and 1 year supply of immune supporting vitamin D drops. That's it. Thank you very much by watching and supporting our project. And now back to the show.
You know what today is? It's Mommy's birthday. It's a very special day for Mommy. Yeah, we're gonna have a party for Mommy. We're gonna make her a cake. We're gonna make her breakfast. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna go swimming. We're gonna go to the beach. Whoa, let's do this. Woke up early this morning before I got like 1 billion degrees in here so I could start the oven. Oh yeah, look at that, Sierra. It's a little lopsided. It's a boat cake, that's okay.
Good morning.
Are you getting birthday kisses?
Hey, Mama.
Oh, birthday kisses are the best. The only thing that can make birthday kisses better is birthday waffles.
Birthday waffle!
Birthday waffles! Woohoo! Did you sleep good?
Yeah, I slept really good. Brian turned on the AC for me to like sleep in a little
Whoa,
bit.
a little birthday treat, AC sleep in.
I was like, maybe I will never leave.
You can eat your waffles back in the AC if you want. All right. Da-da-da, birthday girl gets the first batch.
Look at all my toppings.
Oh, look at, wow, that's more toppings than anything. We have birthday guests. Everybody came over this morning.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Wow, that looks really good, guys.
The day before, Brian had asked me what my birthday wish was, and the answer was pretty simple. I wanted cheeseburgers and a raft-up party with our buddy boats. A raft-up is kind of like a cruiser's version of a block party. We would tie up all 3 boats together, serve up some cocktails, fire up the grill, and see where the day would take us. But unlike a block party, where you just walk over to your neighbor's house, the task of getting the boats safely in position and secured was actually a bit of a process.
Oh, bow thrusting it! What's your game plan, Brian?
I'm just gonna drop the hook and then try and back up straight towards the beach.
Okay. We haven't stern tied in a while.
Oh, it's so easy with helpers.
I know.
I think that's probably pretty good, Gary. So it's about 18 feet deep here. We've got 6 meters of water. Stern hook set. We're kind of in gear backwards right now, which is putting tension against the chain.
Yeah.
So I'll take us out of gear, and the weight of the chain should pull the boat forward. Yeah. And then it'll shift up ahead.
Delos is the heaviest of the 3 boats, so we would be the anchor in the middle. Our plan of attack once both our anchors were set, was for one life to drop next to us, then back down alongside and tie up on our starboard beam, and then set their stern hook. Calico was already anchored next to us, so they just let out some more chain, and we looped a line between our cleats and winched them over on our port side before setting their stern anchor. The stern anchors were critical in the setup so that if the wind shifted directions, the boats would stay in place facing the same direction instead of smashing into the very close rock walls on either side of us. We also didn't want to get our anchors twisted or tangled up together. With the raft up complete, it was time to move on to the next important order of business: floaty chairs and margaritas.
All right, we got gritas here. Maybe I'll pour it up here. Ah! Margarita for Bill. Oh, margarita! There we go, margarita!
Thank you.
That's good service right there. One for me. Cheers, everybody. Happy birthday, Kazza. Whoa. How old are you today?
34!
35.
34!
5.
Really nice.
We're celebrating Kazza's 35th birthday today.
So you were definitely born in 88.
I'm definitely born 88, yeah.
Then you are 34.
Yeah, you're not 35.
That's amazing. It's got a whole year back.
I know,
Wow.
yay!
You're not over the hill yet, Kazza.
Cannibal!
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Is it everything you wished for on a birthday?
Yes.
Just wait. Those cheeseburgers coming.
Yay, cheeseburgers!
I like it.
Coming in for a cheese shot.
This is beautiful, right?
I love how it's a very original burger because it's like a ball.
It's so perfect.
It's like a burger ball.
It's a meatball. Oh my god, look at that.
Look at that.
Okay, I'm gonna get the first bite.
Yep, let's
Do
get
it.
it.
Okay. Oh, it's like really hot.
Open wider, Kazza.
Oh, no, take a big bite. Woo!
We're going. Good job, chef.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kazza. Happy birthday to you. Woohoo! How old are you two?
35 for Brian.
Maybe 34 for the real world. Nobody really knows.
Nobody knows. Good job, Kazza.
The festivities continued into the wee hours of the night, and as we all went to bed, ready to sleep it off and enjoy a loungy, hungover morning the next day, the last thing we expected to wake up to was this.
Okay, we had an amazing birthday yesterday, but of course we're wrapped up and it's happening. Like, I'm a little nervous right now. Brian is trying to get the floaties up. One life is still sleeping. I'm getting pushed into the rocks over on that side. It's not ideal, and I really don't like this. Why does it say? What was that? Oh my god, that was Bill's solar panel! Bill, your solar panel just flew off. Your solar panel. It's like in the water there. So I think the game plan is that Brooke and Gary are gonna let go first because they're kind of downwind because the wind is on the beam. You're hungover?
Oh my god. Of course I am.
There's so much shit everywhere. It's like a smear disaster over here.
It's the cruising life, huh?
Beer cans floating
What a
around.
normal hangover day.
Nope.
After a little lull in the wind and rain, everything picked back up just in time for us to get thrashed while we pulled in our stern hook. After untying from Calico, we started to raise our anchor, and after pulling in about half the chain, the motor of the windlass was engaging, but it wasn't taking up any more chain. We had a lot of chain out. We had like almost 300 feet of chain out, and I pulled it all up in one go. And so when that happens, it's most likely because it just ended up in a huge pile in one spot. So I've got to move Nug's toys. I know, Nugs, I'm sorry. I'm destroying your room.
One huge pile of chain.
After clearing the blockage in the locker, we still had a pretty unruly pile of chain, so we decided to let most of it back out, then flake it evenly and nicely in the locker as we pulled it back in so that it wouldn't get stuck when we set our anchor in the next bay.
I feel like there's a lot of things going wrong today. Like, just everything is like difficult. It's one of those days. I bet other people have those days too, even if you live in a house.
Okay, it's up.
Okay, the anchor is up, and I think we're gonna try to go over to just one bay down. This one is called Honeymoon Cove. That one is called Divorce Cove or something. It's actually really nice when we need to do stuff like this that Sierra, yeah, she's way more like that. She can kind of take care of herself now, and I just sometimes when it's stuff like this that is a bit more stressful, I give her something that she usually doesn't get all the time, like pretzels. So I give her a little snack that is more like a treat, and I put on a show for her so she can kind of like, she tried to sit up here, but I was gonna like sit downstairs, and she gets it now. She understands that it's something more kind of intense going on, and I just try to describe to her that mommy and daddy both needs to like pay attention, so if you can be down there, that would be really nice. And not all the time, but most of the time she's actually really good with it. So.
Such a beautiful morning. We had a few more fronts come through last night. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, but it's kind of on its way out.
Our squally weather might have been on its way out, but after checking the forecast, we saw that something much bigger was on its way. This beast would turn out to be our fourth brush with a hurricane this year, and was intensifying quickly and headed right for us.
If the forecast holds true, it's gonna nail this area. The eye's gonna go right over us. Our insurance coverage doesn't kick in until another 100 miles north, so we have to at least go that far north, and then there's really no anchorages there, and if it even comes at that far, then we need to go about 230 miles north. It's supposed to be a pretty good natural hurricane hole, so that's our plan. So my major task is the autopilot, because I don't want to be hand steering for like 36 hours straight.
Our autopilot had failed on our last passage, and I had a not so sneaky suspicion about what might have been the culprit. When we were pulling into like the last anchorage, last time I remember it working, Nugs was actually riding on the wheel, and I think she turned it, and I'm not sure if there's like a device in there that is meant to like shear or brake or a fuse to blow or something. So I figured I would check the motor in the back. I mean, Nugs isn't that heavy, but still, like, you shouldn't try and fight against the autopilot with the wheel, because there's a lot of leverage on the wheel, right? And this part looks okay. The belt is okay. This is burned. What is that? That's the clutch. Well, it's definitely spinning. You can just hear the motor going, but the shaft is not moving, which means since the belt and everything's okay in there and the gears are okay,
then I suspect the clutch. So the clutch is what gauges or disengages the gears. And so I think for now, since we got to get going, I might just switch it out. We got the whole backup unit here, right? So I'll just switch it over to the old one until I can figure out what's going on with this one. It'll give me a little bit of time.
We had replaced our autopilot about 2 years ago, even though it was still working fine. Since having Sierra, the autopilot has become one of our most indispensable systems on board. Our old autopilot had over 130,000 hard sea miles on it, so we figured it was only a matter of time before it finally kicked the bucket. Luckily, that means that we now have a fully functioning backup unit, which I was able to reinstall.
Can you turn on the autopilot? Okay, press auto. Okay, stop. Stand by. Okay. It sounds like but it'll work. Okay, it'll get us to the next port, at least so I don't have to hand steer.
We continued to monitor the forecast until the next day, and while some of the models did differ in the exact path of the hurricane, it was pretty clear that we didn't want to stay here. So after a quick stop to fuel up, we pointed our bow north, cast the lines, crossed our fingers, and hoped for the best. Up next on Delos. With the hurricane looming closer, we bail on our plans for Puerto Don Juan.
I don't know, man. You think that going this way is a bad idea? Sure hope this is the right call.
Make an abrupt right turn and sail all the way across the Sea of Cortez in search of shelter from the approaching hurricane.
Okay, so in this one, Kazza is going to list her top 2 favorite Delos episodes of all time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think my top 1 would be arriving into Brazil.
Ooh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
With Girl Crew.
With
South
Girl
Atlantic
Crew,
Crossing.
because I feel like it was such an achievement in my life. And I feel like as a crew, like we were so close, like everybody was crying, and like it was just such a beautiful moment in my life, and it's like I will never forget that time. And yeah, I feel like that's a video that I just really is very close to my heart.
It's a very good one.
Yeah. And for the second one, there's so many.
Oh my gosh.
There's like 300 and how many?
380 something.
What is my second one?
While you're thinking, I'll do my first one. We'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go old school on this. It's just like an episode for when it was just me and you in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I originally named it The Irrelevance of Time. And it was about us just in like this little island, and we had so much time on our hands because we were kind of stuck there, and it was hot, and like we used to just sit under the boat with scuba tanks on because that was the only way we could escape the heat, and we just go sit down there and do like time lapses with the fish and coral. And it was about how time is so distorted by how busy you are or how busy you are, and in fact it's really an irrelevant construct in our lives. And that was what I kind of made that video about. But then because the YouTube algorithm is what it is, I had to change the name to something that people would like watch. So maybe I'll put the link to the new name down here. And now your second one?
Oh, my second one. I would say it would be when we sail. I can't remember the name of it either. When we sailed down, I would put the link right here. When we sailed down the Wild Coast.
Oh,
yeah. When we left, like those videos are just crazy.
Yeah,
like
that was wicked sailing.
It was wild sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So when we left Durban and sailed down towards St. Francis.
Yeah.
Port St. Francis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a second one?
Yeah, it's another old one. I'm gonna go with when we first got into Chagos and we were exploring the abandoned village.
Oh yeah.
In Chagos, not really abandoned, but the village where everybody got kicked out to make room for the Diego Garcia military base, because it's just a really kind of crazy, interesting. First of all, you never have atolls that are uninhabited anymore. No. There's usually somebody on them, and you get a permit from the British government, and you can stay there. We stayed there for a month, and we had a great crew, and it's just a very interesting place. There's giant coconut crabs, and we had the whole place to ourselves for a month.
Those are great videos.
I thought it was a great video.
So maybe comment below which episode is your favorite, if you have one.
That's it. Top 2.
Because your shit is gonna hit our shit. You
There's
have
got
a
so much
lot
stuff hanging
of
off your back.
things hanging off of here. And we have some things hanging off of here too.
Oh, look at that butt though. Nom nom nom.
You missed it. Redo.
Come on, now you have to do it again. You know you should wait for the camera guy. Redo! Redo!
They're really good pictures with the light.
No, I've got the light.
God, I look crazy.
No, you look amazing. I've got it amazing. The light is amazing.
So cute.
Oh, look at you. Do look a little crazy though.
You look a little crazy.